Here we have a SAT math question. There is some data in the table. So there are two accounts, account A, account B. In account A, $500 is invested and it pays 6% annual interest. And in account B, $1,000 is invested and it pays $25 per year. That is, the balance will increase by $25 per year. Okay, let's go the information here. Two investments were made as shown in the table above. The interest in account A is compounded once per year. Which of the following is true about the investment? Two investments. Option A, account A always earns more money per year than account B. And option B, account A always earns less money per year than account B. And option C, account A earns more money per year than account B at first, but eventually earns less money per year. So last option D, account A earns less money per year than account B at first, but eventually earns more money per year. Okay, now let me draw a simple diagram to have better understanding on this question. Okay, here on this number line, I mark this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, this 0 represents the initial time, that is at present. This 1 represents at the end of first year. So let me mark it as this is the end of second year, this is the end of third year, and this is the end of fourth year. Okay, now let me take account A above and account B below. So in account A, the initial investment is $500. Let me write 500 over here. And so in account B, we have $1,000. So balance at the beginning in account A is $500. Balance at the beginning in account B is $1,000. Okay, so according to the information we have in account B, so the balance increases by $25 per year. That is, every year the balance increases by $25. So in the first year it will increase by $25. Then at the end of the first year, the balance in account B will be $1,025. And for the second year also it will increase by $25 because every year it increases constantly according to the information we have. So at the end of the second year, so already at the end of the first year, the balance in account B is $1,025. At the end of the second year, again it will increase by $25. So 1,025 plus 25 will become $1,050. And for the third year also it will increase by $25. And at the end of the third year, the balance will be 1,050 positive 25. It will become $1,075, and it will keep going like this. Okay, now let's come to account A. Account A is the question clearly says the interest in account A is compounded once per year. That is, the scheme we have in account A is compound interest. So that is like, for example, let's consider the initial balance in account A, that is $500. So under the information we have in the table, 6% annual interest. That is, every year it pays 6% interest. So let's calculate 6% of this $500. So if I convert 6% into decimal, it will be 0.06. So 0.06 times 500, it gives me $30. So for the first year, I'm getting $30 as interest. So now at the end of the first year over here, the balance in account A will be the initial investment $500 plus the interest for the first year $30. So the balance at the end of the first year in account A will be $530. Okay, now for the second year also the same interest at 6%. But we have to be very careful here. So the question says in account A, it's compounded once per year. That is, every year the interest is compounded. That means when you calculate interest 6% for the second year, we should not calculate for the principal we have at the beginning. So whenever we have the scheme is compound interest, we have to calculate the interest every year at the beginning of that particular year. So for example, now I'm going to calculate at the end of the second year over here. So to calculate the interest at the end of the second year, so I have to calculate the given interest rate on the principal at the beginning of the second year. So the principal at the beginning of the second year is $130. So we have to calculate 6% interest on this principal. So let's calculate 6%, that means 0.06 times 530. I'm getting 31.80. So the interest I'm getting in the second year is $31.80. If I add this one to this, then the balance at the end of the second year in account B will be $561.80. Okay, for the third year also we have to calculate the same 6%, but when I calculate interest for the third year, I have to calculate 6% on the balance of the beginning of the third year, that is 561.80. So in compound interest, always we have to calculate interest on the principal that we have at the beginning of that particular year. For example, if we calculate the interest at the end of the third year, then the given rate of interest has to be calculated on the principal at the beginning of the third year. So at the beginning of the third year, this is the balance we have in account A. So I have to calculate 6% on this principal, 561.80, that is 0.06 times 561.80. It gives me the result 33.71 approximately. So for the third year, I'm getting $33.71 as interest. So when I add this interest to this principal at the beginning of the third year, then the balance at the end of the third year in account A will be $595.51. So in this way, it keeps increasing. Okay, now let's compare how the balance in account A increases, how the balance in account B increases. So in account B, it's very clear. Every year, it increases constantly by $25, $25, $25, even for the fourth year, fifth year. But in account A, even for the first year, it increases by $30, which is more than the balance increase in account B. Okay, if I take the second year, so the balance increases by $31.8, so which is more than the first year in the same account A. And in the third year, again, the balance increases more than the previous 2 years, because for the third year, the balance in account A increases by $33.71, because every year we calculate interest on the principal we have at the beginning of that year. So for example, if I calculate the interest for the fourth year, what will it be? It will be more than 33.71. So in this way, it keeps increasing in account A, but in account B, every it increases a constant rate of $25. So clearly, so the option A is correct, because account A always earns more money per year than account B. So we can reject all other options, because we can all of the information we have in all other options contradict the calculation what we have done over here, because option B says the account A always earns less money. That cannot be accepted. So clearly, in our calculation, account A always earns more money per year than account B. Even in the beginning itself, in the first year itself, it earns $30, which is more than interest earned by account B, that is $25. And we can reject option B. So option A earns more money per year than account B at first, but even when he earns less. That cannot be accepted, because even when it means at last, even at last it will be more money. Account A will earn more money than account B. So this one also can be rejected. And option D says account A earns less money per year than account B at first. That can also be accepted. Even at first, account A earns more money than account B, but it says account A earns less money. So this one also can be rejected. So the correct answer choice for this question is option A.